On Maple Street, everyone knew about the old gray house at the corner, not because it was beautiful, but because of the man who lived inside. His name was Victor Hale. Victor rarely spoke to anyone. He walked slowly, always wearing the same dark coat, even in warm weather. Children stopped playing when he passed by. Neighbors lowered their voices. People said strange things about him. Some said he used to be rich and lost everything. Others said he had done something terrible in another town. No one knew the truth. But in a small town, silence always grows into stories, and stories slowly become belief. So over time, everyone agreed on one thing. Victor Hale was a man you stayed away from. Emily Parker moved into Maple Street during early spring. She was 27, cheerful, and new to the town. On her first day unpacking boxes, she noticed the gray house, and she noticed Victor. He stood quietly in his yard, trimming a small bush. Emily waved politely. Victor looked at her, then turned away without a word. Emily felt slightly embarrassed. Later that evening, while buying groceries, she mentioned him. "Oh, the man in the gray house?" the cashier said. "Yeah, people don't really talk to him." "Why?" Emily asked. The cashier shrugged. "No one knows, but something about him is off." Emily nodded slowly, and just like that, the seed of doubt was planted. Over the next few weeks, Emily heard more things about Victor. The mailman said Victor never smiled. A neighbor said he had never seen visitors at Victor's house. Another person claimed Victor once yelled at someone walking too close to his fence. None of the stories were serious, but together they created a picture, a lonely, unfriendly, possibly dangerous man, so Emily did what everyone else did. She avoided him. If she saw Victor walking down the sidewalk, she crossed the street. If she heard his gate open, she stayed inside, and slowly, Victor became something less than human. He became a rumor with a face. One evening in late summer, a sudden storm hit Maple Street. The wind roared through the trees. Rain fell like sheets of glass. Emily had just returned from work when the power went out. Her house went completely dark. The wind slammed against the windows, and then she heard something worse. Loud crack, followed by the heavy sound of something falling. Emily rushed outside with a flashlight. A huge tree branch had fallen across her driveway. It was too heavy to move, and worse, her car was trapped underneath it. She tried pushing it. Nothing happened. She tried pulling smaller branches away. Still, nothing. The storm grew stronger, and Emily stood there, alone, frustrated, and unsure what to do. Suddenly, another beam of light appeared in the rain. A flashlight. Emily turned. Victor Hale stood at the end of the driveway. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then Victor walked closer. "You shouldn't be standing under that branch," he said calmly. "It could shift." His voice wasn't cold. It wasn't angry. It was simply steady. Emily stepped back. Victor examined the fallen tree. "Wait here," he said. He disappeared into the rain. A few minutes later, he returned with tools, a saw, a rope, and a heavy metal wedge. For the next hour, Victor worked silently in the storm, cutting branches, shifting the weight, slowly clearing the path. Emily tried to help, but he shook his head. "Stand back. It's safer." Finally, the last piece rolled aside. Her car was free. Victor wiped the rain from his face. "That should do it," he said. Then he turned to leave. "Wait," Emily said. Victor stopped. "Why did you help me?" Victor looked confused. "Because you needed help." The answer was so simple that Emily didn't know what to say. She hesitated. "I thought people said—" She stopped herself. Victor didn't ask what she meant. Instead, he simply said something quiet. "People say many things when they don't know someone." Then he walked back into the rain. The next afternoon, Emily knocked on Victor's door. He opened it slowly. "I wanted to say thank you," she said. Victor nodded. But Emily didn't leave. Instead, she asked the question no one else in the town had asked. "Why do people think you're unfriendly?" Victor was silent for a moment. Then he sighed. 10 years ago, he said, my wife was very sick. She needed constant care. So I stayed home. I stopped going to gatherings, stopped talking much. People assumed I didn't want to be around them. Emily felt a tight feeling in her chest. "What happened to your wife?" Victor looked down. "She passed away." "And after that," he said quietly, it felt strange to return to a world that had already decided who I was. That evening, Emily walked back home slowly. She looked at the gray house again, but now it looked different. It wasn't a mysterious house anymore. It was just a home where a lonely man lived. And suddenly, Emily realized something uncomfortable. Victor hadn't pushed people away. People had slowly stepped away from him because of assumptions, because of rumors, because no one had asked a simple question. Who are you? A week later, something unusual happened on Maple Street. Emily invited Victor to a small neighborhood barbecue. At first, he refused, but eventually he agreed to come for a few minutes. The neighbors were surprised. Some were awkward. Some didn't know what to say. But as the evening went on, something shifted. Victor told a few quiet stories. He laughed once. Just once. And the strange, distant man everyone feared slowly became something else, a neighbor. The truth about people is often much quieter than the stories we create. It only takes one rumor, one misunderstanding, one moment of silence for someone to become a stranger in their own community. But it only takes one conversation to change everything. So before you decide who someone is, ask yourself something simple. Did you learn it from them or from everyone else? Because sometimes the person everyone avoids is the one who needed kindness the most. If this story made you think about someone you might have judged too quickly, share it with them. Like the video, leave a comment about what part stayed with you, and subscribe for more stories about life, people, and the lessons we learned too late. Because sometimes, one story can change the way we see the people around us.